What's up, everybody? It's the Inhuman one here, and today I'm proud to announce part 1 of a brand new series I'm featuring on the channel. I'd like to take this time to thank our sponsor, Play on Worlds, for not only sponsoring the video, but also providing me a free key so that I could feature the game on the channel for your viewing pleasure. Now, Ebenezer in the Invisible World is a Metroidvania that is heavily inspired by Charles Dickens' novel A Christmas Carol. So essentially think of Ebenezer Scrooge meets Metroidvania. Now, all of the story events in this game are brand new and pretty much take a brand new direction. They all follow the events of the story. And essentially, Ebenezer Scrooge has been thrust into a mid-19th century conflict between the working class of London and the powers that be at Malthus factory. So, I don't want to ruin anything, I don't want to spoil anything, but I will say that this game goes places that I did not imagine. So, as a big fan of Metroidvanias, roguelites, and Souls-likes, this is definitely right up my alley. So let's go ahead and start a brand new file, and I'm going to essentially make this something of a walkthrough, showcasing all of the features of the game, and of course, starting it from the very first start screen all the way to the end. So we'll be doing a little series of sorts. So as you can see, I've made it all the way to the end in this file. We're going to start a brand new file here, and I'll do my best to voice act for you guys. So let's see what happens. Of course, if the volume needs to be adjusted, let me know in the comments. Eric says, something has gone horribly wrong. Jacob Marley allowed you to see the invisible world, and only someone such as you can help someone such as me. Ebenezer says, what sort of help could a spirit possibly need from me? Are you familiar with the Malthus family? Somewhat. Rich industrialists. They keep to themselves for the most part. Unfortunately, there's more to them than that. On with it, spirit. I haven't got all day. Tell me your story. And so I shall. Let me tell you the story of Caspar Malthus and the Malthus family dream. The Malthus family has always resided in the shadows of London high society, a truly heartless lineage who view the downtrodden of London as a cancer that would spread until a means of excising it could be found. Yeesh. With such cruel machinations have always existed, with the rise of modern industry, some members of the Malthus family felt a new age was soon dawning where this solution could present itself. Driving this new rhetoric was Gaius Malthus. He seized upon the city's industrial expansion and turned their family from mere aristocracy into an empire of industry. His factory swelled with the poor working people of London. He offered these workers horrid conditions and little pay in exchange for their back-breaking labor. All the while he planned for a day where he could rid the world of the lot of them. However, cruelty is a flame that burns one candle twice as fast. Gaius died suddenly, and I dare say we're all of us the better for it. Indeed. With the death of the Malthus family patriarch, command of their empire fell to Caspar Malthus, his only surviving son. Caspar was a dear friend from my mortal youth who I remembered as a happy and joyous boy who loved the world around him. I hoped that he would choose to take the Malthus family in a new direction. Unfortunately, I was wrong. Working conditions worsened, and the cruelty of the Malthus family continued. However, I refused to believe that Caspar had gone so far down this path that he could not be redeemed. It was 1 year ago tonight, Christmas Eve, that I paid Caspar a visit. I appeared before Caspar much like Jacob Marley appeared before you, and warned him that the heavy chains forged from his own cruelty would condemn his spirit forever. To avoid this fate, he would need to set himself on a path to redemption. It should come as no surprise to you, Ebenezer, that Caspar was also visited by 3 Christmas spirits that night. Each in turn showed him memories of his past, scenes from his present, and events from his potential future, all with the purpose to put him on this better path. But of all the images that Caspar was shown that night, it was the ghost of Christmas yet to come that had the most profound effect. Caspar was shown a decrepit old man locked in his study and resting on the mountainous deuterides of failed designs and concepts. Refuse littered the floors, creating an extraordinarily unpleasant smell about the place. Caspar could feel the vast emptiness within the massive halls of the man's home, and knew he had been alone for a long time. Whoever he once was, He now only existed as the architect of some obsessive project. It was then that Casper began to recognize the room, the portraits and books on the wall, and the familial features on the old man's haggard face. He was gazing at a visage of his future self. But the ghost of Christmas yet to come hadn't brought Casper here to simply gaze upon the man he would become, but to witness the man's ultimate triumph. Casper had achieved the Malthus family dream. Whether it was a power source, engine, or some infernal mechanism, I cannot say. But I do not know that it was. But I do know it was the catalyst that would set things into motion. In the midst of the old man's jubilation, the ghost of Christmas yet to come raised his finger and pointed at this frail future visage, not wanting Casper to miss a moment of what came next. The old man's cries of exultation would be his last. This moment of excitement after decades of despair and neglect were too much for his worn heart. Casper watched his future self begin to die before his eyes. Casper's eyes soon withdrew from the old man. He watched and said the device, the culmination of his life's work, his family's dreams, fall from withered hand and shatter on the floor. Oh, whoops. Essentially, they would die alone, forgotten, unloved, and forgotten. Completely missed that piece. With that, Casper was returned to his own time, in a state that I perceived to mean he had been profoundly changed by the ordeal. I left him then so that he could contemplate what he had just witnessed. I felt confident that he would see the lonely path his life was on and make the changes that would lead him to become better, maybe? However, what I did not foresee was that there would be another visitor that night, one who did not want to change Malthus' past, but to set it in stone. A dark spirit emerged from the shadows and confronted Casper, laughing at the silly images the Christmas spirits had shown him. Casper pled to the horrifying intruder that he did not want to meet the same fate that he witnessed this night. The dark spirit smiled and reminded him he had only seen a possible future, one that now need not transpire. He told Casper that the Christmas spirits had carelessly presented a new opportunity for the Malthus family. Casper had been allowed to observe the workings of the old man's future device. With this knowledge, he could recreate it in the present. He was told he could create the world with his family that he had always wanted. He need only be strong enough to put aside silly morality. And that was too fast. With that, Casper turned his back on a better path. A year hence, and he has almost finished using this unnaturally gained knowledge to bring himself to the precipice of his family's ultimate dream, to crush the poor workers of the city under the gears of industrial progress. Yet despite all of this, I remember my old boyhood friend Casper, and I cannot bring myself to believe that he is beyond the hope of redemption. Now you know my story. I need a mortal to help my old friend find redemption before he's beyond salvation. The Christmas spirits will not come to aid me a second time. It's up to you to find the pieces of Casper's past, present, and future and convince him to choose a better path. If there is a pathway to redemption for Casper, it will weave through the people in his life that meant most to him and knew him well. That is all well and good, but even if you knew Casper Malthus once as a good man, that was some time ago. How can you be sure that such a person still exists? I confess I'm not well informed on the metamorphosis that transpired within him. It is imperative that we unravel how he became the man he is today. Casper kept a journal in the London Observatory, secreted away from the prying eyes of his father. If that journal is still there, it may help us understand how he drifted so far from how I remember him. Gallivanting about as a spirit's lackey was not how I intended to spend my holidays, but I suppose in all fairness I too was once a man that had lost his way. It took the esteemed presence of my dear friend Jacob Marley to set me straight. Very well, Spirit, I will find Casper's journal. Thank you, Ebenezer. You must exercise the utmost caution tonight. Casper has already put into motion his plan to displace the workers of London. Workers are protesting, and soon there will be a standoff between the protesters and the Malthus private guard. The guard has been deployed to patrol the streets, no doubt eager to showcase their mettle to anyone sympathetic towards the plight of the workers. So amidst the cacophony of mounting chaos, you expect me to venture into a whirlwind of further disorder and confusion? I must say, Spirit, your timing couldn't be more inconvenient. And so we have it. This is Ebenezer Scrooge. As with all Metroidvanias, you got your incredibly high jump, you got your melee attacks, and we'll be balancing that with some abilities we get from ghosts that we form, relationships or alliances with. So really interesting. Again, another thing that I really like to say is just how beautiful they really made the environment. You would think a snow-capped environment is going to be really white and bland and boring, but no, you've got the warm glows of light, all that stuff just kind of strewn about, and it's going to be really nice. You're going to see exactly what I'm talking about. Another thing is the soundtrack. Definitely doesn't get old. An old Pemberley Gazette with the headline, "Industrialist Caspar Malthus promises the dawn of a new age for London." Alright, let's jump right in. Could talk to Alfred. I'm just kidding. "Be careful outside, sir. There have been protests recently here in London, and they've become quite dangerous." Dangerous for the protesters, sadly. Look at this. I mean, doesn't that just look great? But anyways, we have standard movements we're going to go over in just a moment. "Fezziwig, how pleasant to see the bright face of my former employer. Hello, Ebenezer. You've made much of yourself since you worked for my company. I am here to provide assistance as you advance in your quest." Thank you. I'm very grateful. There has never been a limit to your generosity. It's pretty much saying press start to access your map. London's a big city with many places to explore, and the map is essential to making your way through the city. Now, the map is incredibly helpful. Good thing is it does always show unexplored pathways, so you're always able to go back, and once you've acquired new abilities, traversal abilities or new mobilities that grant you ways to get around, maybe obstacles that you are unable to get past earlier, you can pretty much go back to anywhere you say, "Oh, okay, I see unexplored pathways," and that's a great way to start your, your exploration or backtracking through areas if you're looking for 100% completion. So pretty fun. Anyways, that is our huge quest. But if you press start, you can actually see the main quest. There's a total of 5 staves, as they call them. And then we have a ton of side quests, a lot of them associated with different ghosts we're going to be encountering. Each ghost you assist, however, will either give you a traversal or movement ability or a combat ability. So it's actually really strongly advised to complete these side quests. You can become more powerful. Now, in terms of equipment, we get a ton of different canes we can use. Now, the canes are great for building up your spirit gauge, which allows you to use your ghost abilities. So we'll be going over that. Spirit kids are granted by the ghost of the Christmas, the spirits of Christmas past, present, and future, or yet to come. So heirlooms are passive abilities. Items, these are actually consumables, things that we can actually use for health, like food items to heal, or upgrade materials that will allow us to increase our max health or mana bar. So good stuff. All these ghosts would be the individuals that we encounter, and then we have a bestiary of sorts that shows all the enemies. So it's pretty complete. And then again, we have the map. So we can go left or right. If you head left, that'll just take us to an area that we cannot go to just yet, but I'll show you just so you can get an idea, and we can kind of just take a look at the beautiful surroundings here. And there are destructible items in the environment, like crates, lights, and things like that. So again, pretty fun. So here you go, right? We got the Bedlam Asylum. So we will be going to an asylum in this game, and it is pretty dark. So long story short, that was a little secret there. Anytime you see those cracks, you can actually bust them. But this right here is going to be an item that we can interact with in the future that allow us to get higher. So we can't do it yet. So we're going to be going back the other way. And this is pretty much the intended path. I'm going to do my best to try to get 100% completion, so let's have some fun. We're going to be exploring quite a bit. Destroying all the snowmen along the way, of course. And the lights. Tiny Tim says, "Hurrah, Ebenezer, it is Christmas time again. Thank you for your kindness this year. You have truly changed." Indeed. Ebenezer Scrooge is a changed man. So many in the city are in want of work without a penny to their name. How soon will it be before they perish of hunger? So conditions are rough. Not everybody is able to wear top hats. Alright, so we're near the protest. Give us back our jobs, give us back our dignity. Workers unite. Eric's appeared before us. He says, "Ebenezer, that protester just ahead is in peril and requires aid. Can you intercede on my behalf? So obviously as a spirit he can't act on his own volition. Please don't. I surrender. You there. Cease your unwarranted assault on that man this instant. Yes, yes. He may have committed his fair share of transgressions, but he has clearly surrendered himself, hasn't he? You and your friends are not but the surplus population. Accept your fate, you pitiable swine. Oh gosh. You're next, old codger. So the backdash is actually pretty useful in encounters with stronger enemies or shielded enemies. So I'll show you exactly how it works. There you go. And you can just kind of spam. Mark my words, this shall be reported to our captain, Warren Gastrell. Warren Gastrell is going to be actually our first boss. He's the captain of the Mouthless Private Guard. He's quite the jerk. Thank you, kind sir. Let me help you home. No, I'll be fine. You need to find a safe haven, for Warren Gastrell is a merciless fellow, and you're in grave peril in his presence. He's not just neutralizing protesters. With the Mouthless Private Guards, he is hunting anyone involved in the protests. Now they'll come for you, too. I'm well aware of the pressing need for self-preservation today. Thank you very much. Yeah, we're on a mission that's going to put us in some trouble. Eric, why oh why were you utterly useless in extending aid to that man? Are you content with being a mere spectator, an impotent bystander in the face of distress? Ebenezer, while you can see spirits and intervene in the affairs of mortals, I cannot. I wish to aid that man, but like all spirits chained to the mortal world, I am prevented from acting on that desire. However, since you helped that man on my behalf, I should now be able to come to your assistance when you need it. So, as you help ghosts with their pending matters, you can actually start using them as abilities. So now Eric is an incredibly useful ability. He's got some really good attacks. So as you attack with your cane, you regain your spirit meter. So it's pretty nice. You can kind of, balance the two. So here we go. We kind of got some additional completions or steps completed in our main quest right now. All we have to do is find the London Observatory, but we're going to do some exploring along the way. Oh, we got our good policeman Samuel. Samuel says, on the far west side of the city is the old Jonathan Bedlam Asylum. I've always had a feeling there was something strange going on there, but I could never prove it. It's a dangerous place now in any case. You should stay away for your own safety. Unfortunately, Mr. Samuel, we're going to have to be going there at some point. So, yeah. You grab food, right? And food is actually your healing items that you can use actively. So when you're in trouble, you can actually use the right stick to toggle between the different types. But when you're in trouble, you press LB and you will consume it. I'm actually playing on the Xbox controller, but I'm playing on the Steam Deck. So it's pretty nice. Now this here, oh gosh, just so you know, this is an area that we're going to go to much, much later. But I do like to open it up. It kind of gives us a, that's a secret, by the way. Oh, wait, hold on. What is it? Maybe not. Bedlam Asylum to the left and Blackwood Cemetery to the right. We'll be going to those areas in due time. Alright, we got this lady throwing tomatoes at us. Just so that you know, I'm going to use my ability. So Eric has a really nice uppercut ability that's incredible for just clearing out, anything that's in the way, really. Fezziwig says, forgive my intrusion. You do not need to apologize, Fezziwig. You're a great help. If you continue right, you will find a save room. A save room is where you can save progress and replenish your health and spirit. Look for the sign with the feather pen. Every save room has this sign nearby. And by gosh, you're going to be so excited when you see these rooms because typically you're on the brink of death. Thank you, Fezziwig. Indeed. So we're going to go to our first save room. And just like they said, it does replenish your health and your spirit meter in the event you're in trouble. So always a good thing. All you do is press up on the door and you're good to go. Alright, so we are going to... Okay, I thought you were going to attack me earlier, but I guess not. But it's 51 damage. I mean, just for that uppercut, it's insane. Let's go this way and see if there's anything we can get. Right now, there is not. We need a movement ability to be able to interact with that. So, good thing is they're kind of color-coded as well. A lot of times the ghosts, if they're red, are combat or attack ghosts. And if they're blue, it's movement or traversal. So... But yeah, there's tons of secrets here. You see these lights, we're going to be interacting with another attack ghost, and this one's pretty powerful as well. Really, really key for the first boss fight, in my opinion. Gaetano Logroso says, "You there, Ebenezer. Stop for a moment by my lamp flames." How do you know my name, spirit? I know much about the people of London, and most would prefer I not know it. Ah, yes, I do remember you, lamplighter. You were quite the town whisperer, quite proud of your gossip. Yes, proud then, but not now. I lit my flame to catch your attention. I need your assistance. A journalist, Salvatore Garcia, is writing a story about the accident in the Malthus factory. If published, it will shine light on the dangerous working conditions across London. He is delivering his article tonight, but I fear with the unrest on the streets, he could be hurt or injured. No escort will be required. I only need you to ensure his path is well lit. Snow has covered many of the street lamps along his path. Clear them off and ensure his path is safely lit. I'm happy to help, but I do not make an imposing escort. So essentially, we're going to be seeing lamps like this that are covered in snow, and we've acquired our first side quest, by the way. And every time we see one, we need to go ahead and clear it. There'll be 3 total. So if you ever want some additional lore or anything like that on the side quest or even the ghost that you've encountered, you can just like jump in here and it'll give you some more information. So not only by using them or defeating enemies using the abilities, but also just by completing their side quests and taking a look. It gives you kind of like a general story. So pretty neat. I do like that quite a bit. So there's 3 lamps. And fortunately for us, Lamplighter's quest is pretty simple. All of the lamps will be on a path that we have to traverse. We have to pass by. Pretty much unmissable. So it's really nice. And then again, we've got a bestiary, if you will, that gives us the enemies that we've encountered. Every single enemy at that. And also, interestingly enough, it gives you the drop rates. So I think that's really cool. Alright, let's continue on. So remember, we're going to be seeing 3 lamps that we need to open up. Or clear out the snow. And right now, we don't have a bunch of, movement abilities available to us. So we're just going to continue moving the way we can. So there's one right there. Lamp number 1, easy peasy, right? So as you can tell, look, lamp 1, check. Remember this NPC. She's going to be very important for later. Marianne says, I haven't seen Phoebe today. I'm worried about her. Remember that talking with any NPC is going to be huge. Just like in any Metroidvania. Buster Bailey says, I know you. You're Ebenezer Scrooge. You're that rich, miserly old man that yells at children for laughing too loud. You made my friend cry. Yes, young man, I regret to say this is so. London has been generous with the laughter of children. I found it quite a bother at the time. I would like to make amends. Is your friend nearby? I'd like to apologize. Phoebe is in trouble. She snuck into a building to the right looking for food without realizing it was occupied by Malthus guards. Now she is trapped and scared. Can you help her, sir? This nice lady here, Marianne, can take her to safety if you can find a way for Phoebe to exit the building. Of course I will help. I will find Phoebe and help her to safety. So there you go. So a lot of times I would say the game is really generous with side quests and their proximity. So a lot of Metroidvanias in general are going to have side quests that kind of span a bunch of different areas. And while the Ebenezer in the Invisible World does have that to an extent, it doesn't go overboard with it. Many of the quests and side quests are all, really close in proximity. And in the beginning, they're very generous. It does get more difficult along the way, but even so, it's never anything that's just unreasonable, that you see in certain games. And also, because you have the journal, you're always able to know exactly what steps to take to complete the quest. So you're never unsure of who to speak to or what step needs to be taken. So again, a nice little addition that you typically don't see. Phoebe's an orphan here in London, like I once was. Marianne has been giving her food and offered to let her stay at the orphanage. Have a look to the right. Phoebe is there. And you see that chest up above, right? We'll be getting that here soon. Alright. We got the mailman, the courier. And we'll continue on to this building that Buster Bailey's referring to. We got a second lamp lit already, so easy peasy. Alright, we're kind of stuck here, right? So that means that we're pretty much going to be granted a movement ability. Here we see Phoebe on the other side as well, but we can't get through, so we need to do some exploration here. I love that uppercut, it's just so strong. But here we don't have the ability to quite reach that just yet, so no worries. These guys are essentially invincible behind their shields, so you have to time your strikes accordingly. Hello, little girl. Achoo! Oh no, I hope the mouthless guards didn't hear me sneeze. I pretty much knocked them all out. They're all incapacitated right now, sweetie pie. Is your name Phoebe? Did you know a boy named Buster? Oh dear Buster, here's my best friend. My mother said Buster and I were to be married when we were of age. Worry not, dear child. I will help you get out. Marianne is close by, and she can take Phoebe to safety. There's a lever just above your head that will open this door. I can help you get up there so you can activate it. So now we have a pretty much the bounce ability, and we can also use it as an attack. So now we can do this. We'll be able to reach a lot of the areas that were previously inaccessible. And there Marianne's going to be confronting Phoebe, and letting her know, hey, we have an offer. You can be at this orphanage if you like. Take care of you. Phoebe, are you okay? This house is dangerous. I must get you to safety. Yes, I'm okay. I'm so happy to see you, Marianne. Please, let's leave. I'm so scared. And off they go, to safety. So, we now have our first traversal ability, and because we helped Buster Bailey, he's going to be along, pretty much joining along our quest, if you will. Thank you for finding Phoebe. She was my best friend in life. With your help and Marianne, Phoebe's safe. I will join you on your quest, Ebenezer. Why, thank you, young man. So that's awesome. That is good stuff indeed. Okay, so now we'll drop down here, and we could always go back, right, towards the, the main area or the streets of London, or we can see kind of what we have the ability to explore now. See, we're going to be able to go up. This pathway is now opened as well, but we can use our new ability, and you can see the ghost appears. Buster Bailey shows up. You can also use like a kick, as you can see right there, and that's an attack. Oh god, the grenade guys are no fun. Nothing like jumping. I always jump right into those grenades. We don't have the ability to break through this just yet, but that will change in due time. In due time. And we don't have the height for that one either. So, okay, let's go down. Now, we could go back, which certainly wouldn't be a bad thing. And I actually suggest we do that so we can do some exploration. Pick up some coins along the way. Now, remember, we've already lit 2 out of 3 lamps. So we're probably going to get our friend Lamplighter here real soon, and he's really good and highly effective against the first boss we're going to be fighting. So here we go, we can talk to them, see how they're doing. Phoebe has decided to come live with us at the orphanage. We're so happy. See? Helping people one day at a time. So here we go, we picked up ember, coal, and mugwort. Like I mentioned earlier, these items are going to be upgrade materials, and they can either provide you with the ability to upgrade your maximum health or your maximum spirit meter. So the good thing is that they're drops. You know, it's not something that, for example, is only unique or only found in certain items. Like the chests do contain them, but they're not the only place you can find them. So it's actually pretty cool. You could farm enemies for upgrades, essentially, or upgrade materials. Oh, you got me anyways. Alright, let's grab these coins. I can't wait. There's going to be a few heirlooms we can pick up that pretty much magnetize some of this stuff for us. See, as I hit, there's going to be, we're going to gain more spirit gauge. But there's a certain cane we're going to get in the near future that increases that like, exponentially. So that's really cool. These guys are crazy. Got to use the backdash here to stay out of range of their little teeth. Oh gosh. Okay. Those grenades are ridiculous. BT dubs. Alright, let's do our first little jumping puzzle here. Easy peasy. They start off real easy. They get much more difficult along the way. Pick up more upgrade materials, of course. Those are going to be great for when we need to max out our health. We'll continue this way. Uh-oh. Alright. We're just kind of seeing how far we can go. What kind of, placement-wise, what limitations we have on the map. I love kind of seeing, okay, well, stuck here, can't move any further here. And that way I know to come back to it. This guy, his name's Jasper, and he's pretty much the merchant. He's going to offer some really special quest items and then very powerful heirlooms we can also purchase. So this is welcome to Jasper's Wandering Bazaar and Food Court. I am Jasper. I offer an emporium of curiosities. Feast your eyes on delectable foods and rare items from all over the world. Can you find foods on one page? Oh, you can find... Can you? You can find... Reading is important, guys. You can find foods on one page and rare items on another. Make sure to stock up. Now, I strongly suggest that not at this point, but in the future, as we get to mid-game and beyond, you need to stock up on food items. The food items are incredibly helpful for getting out of a pinch during tough battles, during tough sequences where there's long stretches in between save points and save rooms. So I strongly suggest getting, a lot of either turkey or cold boiled meals, because the plum pudding is incredibly expensive, but it'll give you a ton of health. But turkey and cold boiled are reasonably priced, and you can use them, and you can stock up to like 5 at a time, so not bad at all. So here we have the equipment, different types of things. Like for example, here's a passive example. You get a 10% chance to drop health items, not a bad thing, right? 15% chance to do a critical strike when using a ghost. Just overall increased cane damage. This one was so fun. I actually had this on my first playthrough, and I used Ishan's Golden Crown. So based on the amount of coin you carried, which I had like 4,000 or 5,000 at the time, after purchasing it even, you're able to deal increased damage with your ghosts. Demetra's Pendant, just kind of like a heal over time kind of thing, and then you have a large boost of spirit earned when striking foes. But there's other items like canes and different things you can use to help get some of these effects, or you can kind of use them together to increase their synergy. So really cool. Remember that we'll need to go back to him at some point in the future so that we can actually complete a quest. And that quest is actually started right here. Lucinia Sari is actually insane. Like, her ability is just so powerful. I used it for pretty much all of the mid to end game bosses, and it was incredible. So you're going to see exactly how and why later. There you are, Musa. I know not why you fly off sometimes. I don't see a rat specter or rabbit specter. That is a beautiful bird. A bird? A bird is something that eats worms and corn off the ground. This is a falcon, and his name is Musa. As in Mansa Musa, the richest man that ever lived? Yes, he loved hoarding gold, jewels, and other fine things. I used to treat him as a bit of a role model in that regard. I used to so love having things, all things, fine things. I used to feel the same way, although looking back I received little joy from mere belongings. Unfortunately, when it becomes the sole reason for your existence, it leaves little room for much else. It's no wonder I ended up burdened by these chains. I can't do anything with those things now. Indeed, our opportunity to help others with our things is in life. I must do what I can. There are those out there with so few things. Perhaps I can make some of my things their things. What would that be called? Charity? Giving? Generosity? My things have been sold at auction, taken by princes and princesses around the world. Only my once favorite dress remains here in London, sold at a bargain to a wandering merchant. It is the most beautiful dress in London. I saw a poor girl wandering about peering into dress shops on the east side of the city. She was admiring lovely dresses, but she had not a penny to purchase one. Can you purchase my beautiful dress from the wandering merchant? His name is Jasper, and then give it to this poor girl who would cherish it so much? A gracious gesture indeed. I shall purchase the beautiful dress from Jasper, the wandering merchant, so the poor girl can have it. So, it's pretty cool because, again, her quest line is awesome because her ability is incredible. So This will be another or a second type of traversal ability we'll get later in the game, much later. But now, for example, now that we've triggered that dialogue, if we come back to Jasper and take a look at his shop and we tab over to the rare items that he was referring to, you're going to see something different. So here we have Lucinia's beautiful dress, and it's only 500 coins. Now, right now, 500 might seem like a stretch, but if you look at some of the things we see here for 4,000, and there are several thousand coins, you start racking them up pretty quickly. So 500 coins is going to be important. We will actually come back for that as soon as we have that, the 500 coins. Don't you worry. So we're going to be helping someone that is just unable to afford the dress, but certainly wants one. And maybe that'll be enough to solve Lucinia's pending matter and allow us to befriend her. There's an NPC over there. This right here is a sign that indicates a fast travel station. So this is actually like a train station, if you will. It reminds me so much of Hollow Knight. So essentially we have to find two so that we can actually use it. So he's just saying you need to find another station to enter this one. So yeah, makes sense. You can't fast travel to nowhere. Or you can't fast travel to an area you haven't been to yet. This guy has a quest you can't really solve until the very end. His name's Fern. I arrived much too early to meet a friend. My pocket watch does not keep good time. It's because it's impacted by the cold. We'll learn that later. Alright. So we can go, let's go this way first and see how far we can go. I like to stay kind of on the same level, if you will. We'll explore over here. That's right, this is the shop. This is how we increase our max health, and this is how we increase our spirit meter. But we can't go to that side just yet. We need a certain traversal ability. I am Casimir. If you're looking to increase your capacity for health, I can help you if you find the rare items I seek. Let's see if we have enough. Oh man, so we need one mugwort. Once we get a mugwort, we can actually increase our max health. We have enough wadi sand already, so we'll come back. We'll come back. So just so you know, let me get out of here. If we look at our map, we can see that the arrow pointing up is the upgrade station. The pig is Jasper, and the little books are the save points. The bells are, of course, the fast travel station. So we're doing good. We're doing real good. Let's continue along this path here. So here we have a chest. We'll be breaking that here soon and getting the contents. Oh gosh. These guys are so annoying. They have tons of health and they latch onto you, and it's no good. It's no fun once that happens. Alright, we're going to go around first. Up and around so we can go grab that chest. Now, if you guys are familiar with any of my playthroughs, you know that I'm quite thorough when it comes to these Metroidvanias. And my smaller channel, the Inhuman Live, is where I usually feature, my walkthroughs or 100% guides. But I wanted to put it on this channel because just to increase the maximum exposure that Ebenezer the Invisible World is going to get. It's a great game, and I do encourage you guys to check it out. It's so much fun. It looks good. It plays well. It's a lot of fun. Let's come over here now. So this is going to be another point that we cannot continue or explore because of this right here. We're locked by a traversal ability. So again, we'll be locked out here. No worries. There's some pretty good stuff, though, on the other side. And we'll get it here actually before long. So it's not too long before we get that ability. We'll drop down here actually. Just building up our spirit meter. Every time you use or you strike with the cane, you build your spirit meter. So now we'll come over here this way. Explore what's on this side. These grenades are just killer. Oh gosh. He's so incredibly accurate. Okay. There you go. Whew. Gotta kill the snowman. We got the mugwort, so we're good to go. This is another jumping puzzle, so we'll wait. Boom, boom, boom. And here we get our first heirloom. It's called Hannibal's Satchel. It tracks nearby gold dropped by enemies. This is what I was talking about. I hate having to walk around and grab it. So if you go to your heirlooms, you can actually read the lore associated with it, or you can just equip it. And there are tons of heirlooms in this game. All of which have, I'd say, varying levels of like usage. You know, sometimes they are excellent, and sometimes they provide things that may not give you an immediate benefit or one that you can see. But what they do really well is synergize with some of your canes or some ghost abilities. And once you figure out those synergies, you're pretty much unstoppable. But see how the gold is now just coming right to us? I kept this heirloom on the entire playthrough, and it was incredible. Saves you some time for sure. There you go. We got the mugwort again. Love that stuff. I thought I heard somebody down here. Alright. Oops. Oh, okay, that's nothing. Now, she's pretty neat. Saki Toke says, "Excuse me, sir. Do you know the time?" "Yes, I suppose I do. Let me just find my pocket watch." "Oh, I know that model. A very good and trustworthy instrument. Of course, sometimes it does slow down in particularly cold weather. If there are a few bad winters in a row, you should probably get it examined, or else you're going to be running behind." "Thank you. Do you have some experience in engineering?" "I was a watchmaker by trade and life, one of the best in the industry, although you probably haven't heard of me. I never was one for fame. Or talking to people. Or leaving my house. Ever." "I see. For someone who seems to have done so little, how did you end up chained to the mortal world?" "Well, that's just it, isn't it? I never did anything for anyone else. I cut myself off from the good and the bad parts of humanity. Even when I was given the opportunity to bring a little happiness into the world, I chose not to participate. Yes, I was once also a bit of a hermit. I had the good fortune, I guess, of having been visited by the three spirits. Perhaps you can help me with something. I had a man, John Hardwick, approach me to repair a family pocket watch and engrave a heartfelt inscription into the back for his son. I performed my job well, and the man was happy with the work. I later learned that he had died in an accident later that day at the Malthus factory." You keep seeing, accident reports and things like that about the Malthus factory. Obviously, something's not right there. I chose to forget about it, even though a small part of me urged that I tell the man's son about this engraved pocket watch. However, I couldn't be bothered to leave my workplace. I would like his son to have it. I think I can help you with this." "Really? I'd be forever grateful. You can find the engraved pocket watch at the Malthus factory. His son's name is Fern, and you can find him somewhere here in the London city centre. He has many friends and often meets them for meals." We just met Fern, just so that you know, but the Malthus factory is the very last area we will be exploring, so her quest takes some time before you can actually solve it. Alright. So, before we continue onward, let's go back just a bit and make sure, let's see. Oh yeah, no, we haven't missed anything. Okay, good. Good stuff. Always good to check the map, make sure you don't have any unexplored areas. Always good to hit the snowman too. Oh gosh. Contact damage is a thing, so if you get hit, you will get hurt. Oh gosh. Oh gosh, I died. That sucks, because when you die, depending on where it saved last, you may have to do a lot of things. So let's check our side quests. Yeah, so we haven't even talked to... It registers as if we haven't spoken to the watchmaker just yet. Okay. Let's go back up. Our first death already. That was just because I underestimated that ghost. Not only that, but I didn't have my ability yet either, so that's unfortunate. Let's check if we have the heirloom still. Yeah. So I just need to equip it though. If you die, the saves are pretty unforgiving. We'll go up and around here. Remember, we only have one lantern left. Or one light. Or lamp, whatever you want to call it. Street light, I guess. Let's see. Okay, up we go. Is it up here? Gotta go up and around. Ouch. That's all I wanted to do. She's really easy to take out with the proper ghost, but if you don't have any ghost in her, her abilities are... She's just up and above or out of reach, so it doesn't make it easy at all. Alright, up we go, up we go. Keep getting hit by that guy. Those little lantern dudes are so annoying. Okay. Now we gotta go back up. Lovely. Good shot, madam. There's Fern, for reference. Alright. We're fast approaching where we died, so it's no problem. But that is annoying. I hate dying so early. To such an easy enemy, too. That's a shame. Alright, we got our spirit meter saved up, so we're going to be able to take her out this time really easily. Let's see. We'll continue on this path. I do believe it was up here. Oh my gosh. These guys throw so well. There's other types of grenadier enemies, and oh my gosh, they're so annoying. Let's see. I thought I already did this, but who knows? Who knows? This was the heirloom. Okay, good. Now we drop back down and around. No fall damage, of course. Remember, once we get 500 coins, we're going to go back and purchase the beautiful dress. Really, bro? Oh, that was scary. Oh no, I touched him. I thought he was going to die. I anticipated his death. And I was wrong. I used a heal because I am not about to die. Now we'll talk to Saki again. We're going to go ahead and skip the dialogue since we already saw. Obviously, she just wants to give Fern his father's watch. It was a gift. Got the side quest notification again. So yeah, if you die, it's pretty punishing. Note to self, don't die in this game. Oh, really? He's not wanting to bite. Let's go around. We'll grab the mugwort. The muggles. Alright. Doing good. You can push or pull the boxes. These just help you get to areas you couldn't reach before. This is a wall that will be breakable at a later date once we get a certain ability, so nothing to worry about there. Can't go this way, we need a new ability for that. You don't get that ability till much later in the game. I'd say maybe beyond the midpoint for sure. Okay, it's another jumping puzzle. Oh, that one kind of got me there. Oh gosh, okay. Lovely. Easy peasy. Then we can break open this safe. Now the plum pudding is fantastic. It gives you pretty much like full health regardless of what's going on in life. So it is good. Good stuff indeed. But we got a save room, which is great because just down below we're going to be facing off. Oh, I'm sorry, not down below, but over to the right we'll be facing off with our boss. So let's go ahead and take a look at the map. You see that there's the area we can't explore to the top left, and then we have two areas down below us. One of it's pretty much the street level, and then one directly to our right, and then one down below. So we can check those out first if we like, because I do know that immediately to our right we will be facing off with the boss. So let's do some more exploration, check out the area, see what limitations we have, where we're kind of barred off from progress. That backdash comes in handy. Alright. Come on, genius. These guys are so annoying, but that uppercut right in the face takes him out in one shot. It's amazing. Ow. Oh no, I jumped into you. Lovely. So when you progress this way, it's important because there's going to be a side quest that actually is tied to this area, and I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. There's a building in Dallas that looks just like this in the background. I don't remember what it's called, but it is incredibly similar in design, and I wish I could remember the name of it because I'd pull it up on screen. But that building, I swear I've seen it before. Alright, so here we go. Heading over this way. These guys are annoying. Oh gosh. They're so fast. Too fast. This lady here is the one we're going to give the dress to. I've always wanted a beautiful dress. My parents are poor and never had the means to buy such a beautiful dress for my sisters, and all my earnings go to help my family. So now we know where the quest ends up, so to speak. We finally met the girl. Alright, and then once we get our traversal ability, we'll be able to get this treasure as well. So now we've pretty much cleared up that. We'll go back up to the save point, and then we'll be fighting our very first boss as we make our way to the London Observatory. Oh, I thought I had enough juice for my ghost powers. Jerk. Telling you, these guys are relentless. If you get lucky, you can hit them twice, and then they die immediately before, dashing off, but they're pretty bad. The world's, you see that, the Grand Exhibition? I've been playing Lies of P lately, as you guys know, from all the lore videos I've been doing, and oh gosh, I just, that was just a huge reference for me. The Grand Exhibition. There are no puppets in this game, however. Alright, up we go. You tried it. Ah! You have to crouch whenever they grab onto you. We'll go ahead and take that guy out with an uppercut and fall down in style. When we save, our health and our spirit meter will be replenished, so we'll be in good shape. So we'll do that, and then we'll face off with the first boss. Warren Gastro, he's the captain of the Malthus Private Guard, and he is a jerk. He's quite the jerk, actually. But first, let's do some more exploration. Now these mirrors are going to actually be very important later on. At first I had no clue what they were, but there's actually a little trick to them. This is the last of the lamps that we had to light up. So Lamplighter is now part of our crew, so to speak. Thank you, Ebenezer. I would hope with all the taxes I paid the city... I would hope with all the taxes I paid the city, they could keep the street lamps in working order. However, I will do what I can to light this man's way. That's hilarious. So now we have Gaetano Lagrosso. He's got a really cool ability. As a matter of fact, I'm actually going to switch to it. And all you have to do, if you want to switch abilities, is use the right stick and toggle between left and right. Now, if you want to change your healing abilities, you just go up and down with the right stick. Berries being the least effective, and turkey, cold broiled, and pudding being the most. So we can go here. So yeah, we're going to use Lamplighter. He's excellent in this boss fight. So let's prepare. There's Warren Gastrell being a jerk. Love his mask, though. Warren Gastrell says, "You there, halt. You don't look like one of our factory's lowly drudges. Are you indeed the man responsible for disrupting the activities of my men? You must be Warren Gastrell. Command your goons to stand down at once. This is no way to treat people." People? Hardly. Soon it shall no longer be incumbent upon us to attend to the squalor of London in order to advance the grinding wheel of progress on behalf of the rest of the city. You seem like a man of... Oh, the man of society. You seem like a man of respectable means. I will give you one last chance to surrender and remain unharmed. Ah, humbug. The bah humbug thing's too funny to me. He says that multiple times. Alright, you gotta be careful not to, oh gosh. Not to exceed the boundaries of the arena. Because if you do, you get prodded by one of those electric... Oh gosh, by one of those things. Where are you, tough guy? Oh, this is crazy. Nope. Oh, he got me. Okay, he gets me every time. I'm telling you, Lamplighter's the way to go. Three of those is all it takes, really. 'Tis a pity that a man of your station sympathizes with these peasants. Caspar Malthus has conceived a magnificent scheme for New London, and I shall assist him in realizing it. Until we meet again, Ebenezer. Goodbye. Anyways, we get some pretty rare materials. These are all excellent for upgrades. But like I said, Lamplighter is fantastic in that encounter. He's just incredibly strong, deals a lot of damage, and punishes any enemies that kind of stick around, you know, after they fight. So if they have a slow recovery, oh man, Lamplighter's the way to go. But I do love using Eric. Eric's pretty solid as well. But we've approached the London Observatory. Oh, these guys are annoying. Those heads, I know they might seem like they're not so bad, but good golly, they are incredibly annoying. They deal tons of damage. And they will be in the most precarious of positions throughout the entire playthrough. They are just placed so wonderfully in the most perilous of places. Use your ghost abilities any chance you get. And now we've approached the London Observatory. And let's take a look at how beautiful this place is. So the London Observatory is actually going to be a key area for two major reasons. First, we have to find the journal that Caspar Malthus hid when he was a young boy to keep it from his father's prying eyes. And this is what we're going to do. This is going to help us kind of on our journey to determine what we need to do and who we need to interact with so we can get mementos from Caspar Malthus's past, present, and future in hopes that we can change his heart and get him on the path of redemption. Because Eric Fellows, which is the ghost we have equipped currently, was his old friend, and he was very concerned about the fact that he might be beyond salvation. So we're here trying to intervene and hopefully make Caspar Malthus have a change of heart by showing him, you know, different things throughout his past, present, and future. So again, an excellent stopping point for this journey. I really do hope you guys enjoyed it. This is Ebenezer and the Invisible World. Once again, I would like to also thank Play on Worlds for sponsoring this video and providing me a free key so I could feature this on the channel. This is part 1 of the series. I'll probably do one major area each stream. So we got to the London Observatory. The London Observatory will be the next focus point for the next stream, and then there's other areas I don't want to mention for spoiler purposes, of course, but they will be probably taken up one stream at a time. So a lot of the other streams are probably going to be longer in length, in excess of 1 hour for sure, probably closer to 2 hours per session. And I'll be showing you guys everything along the way, how to complete all the side quests, how to find all the heirlooms, and how to find all the ghosts and get all their powers and abilities so that you can traverse as Ebenezer Scrooge and Ebenezer in the invisible world. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, please be sure to like and subscribe. It lets me know you want more content just like this. And until next time, it's the Inhuman One, signing out.